Alright guys, welcome back to another vlog. So it's been exactly 3 weeks that I purchased the S24. I've not really used the S24 without having my iPhone 15 Pro around. So today I'm gonna challenge myself. The whole challenge is me going on a 3-day trip to a small city called Vaasa. So I'll be leaving my iPhone 15 Pro back in Helsinki without traveling with it. So with this trip, I'll be forced to use my S24 without using the iPhone. Since I don't have it with me, I'll be using that to purchase the bus ticket. I already have the bus ticket. We'll be talking more about that later on, and also the train ticket towards Vaasa. And now the battery is sitting at 96%. I wake up with exactly 100%, and I'll be shooting some videos and also listening to music on this S24. And when you look outside, it feels so sunny. It's perfect sunny day. I hope and hope and hope it will be sunny in Vaasa too. So I decided to travel with just my camera bag. Traveling with just your camera bag makes it easy to move around and record content. This is the reason why I love this camera bag, Think Tank Urban Access 15. Since it's just a 3-day trip, I don't need much things to make the trip a successful one. I'll be using a bus ticket I purchased a day before, and since it's a 24-hour ticket, I can still use it today. I'll be using that ticket to get to Helsinki Center, and then I'll join a long-distance train to Vaasa. With the long-distance train, I'll be using a different ticket system which can be purchased through VR app or desktop. And guess what? You can get a good deal on the used market too. So I just got to Helsinki Center, and we have about 25 minutes before the train leaves. When you look carefully right here, the train's gonna leave from that side. So I've just got myself some coffee just to get my energy up. My energy is kind of low. I need to be proud of myself for being here early. That's so not me. These days, it's been a habit, and I really like it that way, that I come to the place way ahead of time. So 25 minutes, just gonna take this coffee and just watch around and take some footage on this side. And the battery now is sitting at 88%, and basically I've just been listening to music and also using it to buy stuff and all that, so nothing much on here. 88. Let's see how long it's gonna last. It's gonna be like 4 hours train ride, if I should put it that way, to Vaasa. Let's see how that goes. The train ride felt really good. It stopped at few places to pick up other passengers. And then something unexpected happened. The train broke down at Seinäjoki, exactly 1 hour away from Vaasa. I was watching a movie with the volume up and noise cancellation on when the announcement was made, and that almost caused me to miss the replacement bus. VR provided us with buses as replacement. They arrived quickly to take us to our destination. We ended up being late, but thankfully I wasn't in the hurry. So I just touched down city center of Vaasa, and it's pretty small. It reminds me of all the old memories that I've had in this very city. Everything started on this very side. So now let's talk about the phone. The battery is now at 56%, and it's 4:15 exactly. These very headphones almost caused me to miss the bus. I was so into the movie, and I was having this noise cancellation on. I think it was somewhere 5%, and I almost missed the bus. I'll try and get some coffee and probably go check in at the Airbnb and come back again to check around. Tomorrow, I'm going to really go around, check all these old places that I missed a lot about this city. Let's see how it goes. My brother came to pick me up from the train station. It's always good to catch up with old friends. We drove to a gas station to get some coffee and happened to meet another friend there. Retelling our stories felt great. The funny jokes, the hassle, and the journey of how far we have come. We laughed about the small things we used to worry about and marveled at how much life has changed since then. It was one of those moments where time seemed to slow down and we could fully appreciate the bonds we've shared over the years. So I showed my brother the dual camera record system on the S24, and he was surprised that Android had that feature while iPhone doesn't. He really liked it. Another feature I showed him was the ability to close all tabs at once on the S24. By the way, he is an iPhone user. Later in the evening, we ended up at an Indian restaurant. It was my first time trying an Indian food and I really loved it. Alright guys, welcome to day 2. Yesterday was pretty awesome, meeting old friends. It's been ages, and also seeing Vaasa once again during daytime with all the sun. It's sunny today too. So I was not able to record much. Later on in the day, we went to the restaurant, Indian restaurant, and that was my first time really trying Indian food and all that. It would taste really good. So about the S24, yesterday I go home somewhere 11 o'clock and the battery was sitting at 35%. I was not using the phone that much later on when I met friends. It was more of catching up with all these years that we've not seen each other. It was pretty awesome. So now the real question is, do I miss my iPhone 15 Pro? A little bit. I'm still miss things like the FaceTime, and also some few features with the iPhone when it comes to typing, text, and all that. And I got message from friends on Instagram. They were finding out what's wrong. They tried reaching out through FaceTime, and I told them, yeah, this is the whole concept, the video I'm doing. I'm traveling with just S24 without the iPhone. Now let's talk about some things that I found out using the S24. I wrote it down so it's gonna be easy for me to talk about it. So first of all, last night, I think I've had that experience already the first time I did a day with S24. If you've not seen it, I'll leave a video down there or probably up here. So sharing files, I'll use Google Drive. I've bought an account, I've bought space on Google Drive, so I use that to share the files. So I just upload the files on Google Drive, on my phone, the S24, then I can open it on my MacBook, download it, and have it on external drive and able to edit it. It takes so long when you're doing those kind of process. I think 3 gig of files, when I'm uploading it over to Google Drive, I don't know if it's my internet, it takes me somewhere 30 to 40 minutes. I've not tried Dropbox yet. If you guys have some easy way sending files from S24 to your MacBook, you can share it down there. So that one thing that I don't really like about it, iPhone, it's easy when it comes to AirDrop from your iPhone to your MacBook. And also autocorrect, I'm like, yo, come on. This thing, when it's auto, let's say when you're forming a sentence, the boy is going to, and you forgot to add to, and it's trying to suggest to for you. When you tap on it, it add to going. So it's like going to add it together. I'm like, do the job for me. I know it's a tiny little thing, but I'm expecting it to do that job for me. And typing with the S24 feels kind of weird, not fun. Now let's talk about the good part that I love about the S24. It's about you closing all your tabs at once. That feature, I'm like, iPhone, you need to be closing all your apps one each other individually. With this, you can just close all of them at once. And also one feature about S24 that I love is you being able to delete some things in your picture when you take it right at the spot. When you take the picture, you can just erase the person or wherever object is in the picture. That's really cool feature. Today, I'm about to take shower, hit town, probably go to a coffee place, drink some coffee, and look around. My friend, I'll be meeting my friend, one of them, the one I met yesterday, and also some other ones. I'll be meeting them today, and then I'll see around Vaasa. There are so many places I really want to see today. So it's gonna be pretty much long day, and I'm gonna show you guys more about that. All right, guys, let's go. Another thing I like about the S24 is the previous settings stays the same across all modes. This is especially helpful if you don't remember the previous settings. I also tried the ultra wide, wide and telephoto lenses on landscape shots. And you can see that wide lens looks good when it comes to landscape photography. So I just got myself coffee latte and some cake, and I came to espresso because that's where I trust them most when it comes to coffee. But yeah, I'll be trying some new places. Anyway, it's 10:51 a.m. and it's pretty quiet outside. It makes sense. It's a small town and probably people are working. Now let's talk about one thing I discovered this very morning when it comes to exposure. I'm using manual with the pro mode and I'm trying to expose towards the shadows or the highlights. One thing I find out is when you try to expose for the highlight, it gets pretty dark on the shadows. And also when you try to expose for the shadows, it gets really bright. So you just have to sacrifice one. And I understand it's a phone, so the camera settings or the camera feature is not going to be there. But when it comes to my camera I'm using, I'm able to get high dynamic when it comes to the shadows and also the highlights. So yeah, it makes sense. So I just need to sacrifice either the highlight or also the shadows. So I'm going to be here for a while, wait for my friend to pick me up, and then we'll continue with the rest of the day. The S24 screen brightness is excellent for outdoor visibility, even under direct sunlight. These brightness levels make the display vivid and easy to read, even in challenging lighting. Despite the bright sun, I was able to view the screen on my S24 without any difficulty. I later met another good friend of mine. We talked about life and caught up a bit at the beach. Then decided to visit one of my favorite spots in Vaasa, Rapalot Bridge. It is known as the longest bridge in Finland with a total length of 1,045 meters. The views from the bridge are beautiful, and beautiful would be an understatement. I used to visit that place a lot. It's about 20-minute drive from Vaasa city. I tried the ultra-wide, wide and telephoto lens there. The sunlight was hitting the bridge perfectly, as you can see on the screen. Now let me introduce you to Nora. She's really fun to be around and she's my friend's dog. We hang out with her a bit and I managed to take some pictures of her and my friend. All right, guys, this is day 3 and I feel so tired today. We were in the club last night. I think I'm having a bit of hangover. I was drinking too much. alcohol, meeting friends, talking and all that. You can even hear from my voice. But anyway, today I'll be traveling back to Helsinki, and a friend of mine that you guys met on the first day, he's driving towards Helsinki. So I'll be joining him today, and I'll take you guys along and show you guys around. And so far, the S24, I'm loving it. It's not a big deal not having my iPhone around. So yeah, today I'll be taking you guys along the journey back to Helsinki. Before my friend picked me up, I visited the neighborhood where I used to live in Vaasa called Olympiakatu. It is a well-known area in Vaasa and happens to be a student apartment. It is very affordable to live there. Walking through the familiar area brought back so many memories, the people, the things we used to do, which I can't say much here, and just the overall environment. My friend picked me up later, cleaned his car, we had some coffee and talked about the future a bit on the streets. Then we continued our journey to Helsinki. All right, guys, so now I'm back in Helsinki, and it was an interesting journey back to Helsinki. Our car were having issues, as you guys saw earlier on, but he managed to solve that. Now let's talk about the S24. It wasn't that a big deal using it for the 3 days without having my iPhone with me. Now I'm thinking of whether to go on a long trip with just the S24 or any Android phone without having my iPhone on. And before I do that, I think this time around, I'll make sure all the apps that I have on my iPhone, I mean the important ones I use in a day-to-day basis, are working perfectly with the Android. As you guys saw with the money transfer app, which was not working on the S24. This time around, I'll make sure that it works before I make such trip or I go on such vacation. And I think it will be an interesting video to make. If you guys want to see it, you can drop a comment down below. I'll really appreciate that. And so far, I really like it. Not bad using it. The pictures, everything works perfectly. You being able to purchase stuff, buy stuff, move around here and there, do stuff with this. So these few days, I think I'm still going to continue using the S24. I'm going to have the chip in here. I'll be using it to receive calls, to make calls and all that. And I'll be using my iPhone from time to time on social media and also to pick some FaceTime calls. If you guys want to see more like this in the future, don't forget to drop your comment down below. I'll really appreciate that. As always, catch you guys on the next one. Peace.